Hello and welcome back to the next part of my video build series of this late 1700s, early 1800s summer house. Alright, so here we are back in the cellar. I have done a little good work here, progress work on the on this particular wall with the bricks, with the stones. I've come up to the level of the sill of the exterior window here. So my next step here is going to be to cut that video out. Now before that, just to give you a little tour here, the progress that I'm making so far. So I'm just test fitting some other parts, which I'll show you in future videos. One, for example, tiles, which will be used for the floor here. Walls, which is separating the entryway and the stairs to the two chambers here. And then in the kitchen, as I mentioned before, I'm not going to put the stone walls since there will be cabinets in the fireplace here. We're going to be using some black board filler there. And also you might see a little piece of wood here, which represent the sill, which will be there for the floor, first floor. They'll be there eventually. Okay, so let me bring you down a little bit and show you my cutting that. Alright, so let's cut open the window here. So for this I am using this X-Acto saw. You can see it's a nice long straight saw. This is part number, let's see, 239, as you can see it there. That's the part number from X-Acto. So I am very carefully going to cut along the walls here. And I'm going to try and do this on the camera as best as I can. I'm probably just going to do one side and then I'm going to do it off camera. It's hard to do with the camera here in place. So slowly and gently, you saw through this. There you go, that's one cut. And now I'll go ahead off camera and I'll cut the other. And then for the bottom part here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it with an X-Acto knife and then break it off. So I'll be back. Okay, so after a couple of minutes, no problem, cutting out and then scoring and snapping off the opening for the window. So now I'm just going to continue the brickwork here and I'll be back after that. Hello, okay, so I have reached almost the very top of the wall here on the far end. So now I've framed out the window with the stone bricks. So next step is to put a lintel here. And for the lintels, what I am using is another mold from Dioramas. In this case, it's the concrete lintels and sills for 7mm wide walls. And that is the mold number 1350021. I'll put a link in the description below. And instead of boring it for the next 5-10 minutes on pouring it, I'm just going to show you what it looked like after casting them. It's a very similar process to the bricks that we did earlier. It's just the casting plaster, the hydrostone, water, a little bit of the black pigment from Vallejo, and letting it set, and then taking them off. And taking these off, it's very easy. I mean, they're long and skinny, so you just gotta be a little bit careful. Just pry them apart and then ease them out. I already eased these out beforehand, just so you're watching, seeing me doing it. And this is what they look like. I mean, they're pretty basic, simple, nothing too fancy, as you can see. So they have different widths, different depths. So the deeper ones, you use those for the lintels, and the thinner ones, you're going to use those for the sills. And I will pick one of these for the sills and cut it to size. This is just a mold. You can see it's really very basic, very simple, but very useful as well. And let me just show you these stacked up so you can see the different sizes. Now they also have one, I believe, for 5mm walls or 10mm walls. I forget which size. So if you look on their site, you'll see different sizes, widths that they have for this. And here they are. You can see them on the ends, the thickness and the widths. So again, the thicker ones are meant for the lintels, and the thinner ones are meant for the sills. Alright, so let me take one of these, measure up against the wall, and cut it to size and show you in place. Alright, so progressing with this, I glued on, attached the lintel here, and I also fill up the rest of the top here. Same thing over here, I fill in the top. I also, while this was drying, I cut out the opening here for the doorway. Again, using that razor saw that I showed you earlier. And then I also cut out a piece of lintel. This lintel is not glued in yet. I don't want to break it accidentally while I'm working on the outside and the rest of the cellar here. But just to give you an idea how that would look like. I also started working on this side of the wall, and let me pause the camera and show you that. So here we are on the reverse side of the cellar. So this is the front, the back, the side here. I started the courses of the stonework here, and also you see I did one of the openings for the front windows. Looking at this side window, the way I originally had planned, plus once you add the lintel, I felt it was a little bit too short, too small. So I increased this by another course of brick. So this is going to be slightly bigger than this, which I think it will look fine. I mean, this will be on the side of the house, this is the front of the house. So if this is slightly bigger, I think that's fine. And I'll continue that along this side of the wall. So I'll be back once I've completed this section. All right, be back. Hello and welcome back. As you may see, I've done a lot of work here on the cellar. I have completed the interior, and I also had started and completed the outside. While I was waiting for the inside, the individual courses to dry and move on to the next course, start a little bit on the outside, and before I knew it, the entire outside was done. It took less time to do all the outside of it on the inside. So here, let me just give you a quick little tour. So this is one side of the outside wall. So you can see this is how the final layout of that. I got a little blanking black foam core there. There will be the stairs there, so I don't need the finished bricks there. And here is the other side of the front. Let me just put the camera pause, spin this around, show you the other side. Okay, so here's the reverse view of the interior. So here we have the inside walls. I still need to do a little bit of trimming of some of the filler pieces that I put in there, and so you see some gaps, but all this will be filled in with mortar later. This jagged line that you see over here, let's move this over a little bit. Totally cover up our wall there, so you're not really gonna see all that gap there. And as mentioned before, I'm gonna have just filler here because I'll be putting cabinets around there. I'll just take this out for now. Of course, got to cut out the openings for that. And here on the back end, again, I did quite a bit of work here. I already started cutting out and putting in the back stairs for the back doorway there, and the little retaining wall there as well. So moving along. So let me finish doing this part and working on the interior there where the kitchen will be, and I'll be back.